So, over the past couple of years, I've been seeing a lot of hate directed to one particular fighter, and that fighter is none other than Micheal Iron Chandler. A lot of fans will call him dirty and that he cheats in every single one of his fights, and they also call him a terrible fighter, which I actually completely disagree with. And in this video, I'm gonna break down on how Micheal Chandler isn't this evil guy that everyone keeps saying he is, and how he's actually a really good guy. First, let's start off with how a lot of people say that he cheats in every single one of his fights. I really don't understand it when people say this. Has Micheal Chandler cheated once or twice? Yes, of course he has, but who in the UFC hasn't? Let's start off with his second fight he had with Charles Oliveira. Now, a lot of people are saying that he was punching Charles in the back of the head in that 5th round. And I mean, like, come on, guys. Listen, I love Charles Oliveira as much as the next guy. He's one of my favorite fighters. I mean, just look at all the videos I've made. It's very clear that I'm a big Charles Oliveira fan and I'm biased towards him. But saying that Micheal Chandler hit Charles in the back of the head purposely in that 5th round is just straight delusional. Majority of those back of the head shots were right in the sweet spot where it wasn't really the back of the head and they were completely legal shots. And just saying that he hit Charles Oliveira in the back of the head 16 times is a bit of a stretch. Were some of the shots maybe the back of the head? Probably. I mean, he's in a title eliminator fight against Charles Oliveira. He's down 4 rounds, and it's the 5th round. He's probably not thinking, oh, when I have Charles Oliveira down after hurting him bad on the feet, let me make sure I'm not going to be hitting him in the back of the head. No, he's not thinking that. He's trying to knock out Oliveira, and only like 2 of those shots were the back of the head anyways. Plus, Micheal Chandler has even come out in an interview, and he said that those weren't back of the head shots, and they were completely legal, and he was making sure not to hit the back of Charles Oliveira's head. And considering that he's been doing MMA for 16 years, I think it's safe just to assume that he knows what a back of the head shot is. And now, let's talk about his fight with Dustin Poirier. Now, I will be honest, he was hitting Dustin in the back of the head in that fight, but it was only like 2 shots, and again, they're in a super bloody, brutal fight, and Micheal Chandler probably isn't thinking super rationally right now. And then in the 2nd round, when Micheal Chandler blew blood onto Dustin Poirier's face, Dustin literally said that he didn't even care about that because he actually did that to someone in his in his debut fight. Dustin spit blood into someone's face in his debut. And are we also really going to blame Micheal Chandler for gravity? Oh, but Kevin, what about that one moment in the 2nd round when Micheal Chandler sticks his fingers into Dustin Poirier's mouth and tries to fishhook him to get the choke? First of all, Micheal Chandler has come out and said that he didn't even mean to do that. And are we all forgetting the fact that Dustin Poirier is literally the most salty winner we have ever seen in the entirety of the UFC? He probably just says that Micheal Chandler tried to fishhook him just to get a reason to be mad at him, considering that he's probably just pissed that Micheal Chandler beat his ass in those first 2 rounds. And if Dustin Poirier didn't get that lucky as hell rear naked choke in that 3rd round, he probably would have lost that fight and Micheal Chandler probably would have won it. It's just more proof on how Micheal Chandler is one of the greatest lightweight fighters we have ever seen in the UFC. And I honestly think he would have smoked Khabib, but then Khabib just retired out of nowhere. Probably because he would have had to fight Micheal Chandler or either Charles Oliveira, and he didn't want the smoke, so he just bailed as soon as he got money from Putin. Micheal Chandler has easily given the top lightweights we have ever seen their hardest fight that they've ever had. Are we all just forgetting the fact that in the 1st round that Micheal Chandler had with Charles Oliveira in their first fight, the 1st round, Micheal Chandler literally bent Charles Oliveira over and spanked him in front of the entire arena, just for then Charles Oliveira to land that extremely lucky left hook on him at the start of the 1st round. That was pure luck, and you can't even tell me that it wasn't. Charles Oliveira only lands that one shot 1 out of 10 times, and it just happened to be that one time. I'm also just sick and tired of the slander people have been saying about Chandler. Oh, Chandler's a terrible person who cheats. First of all, when he's not fighting for his life inside the octagon, he's a great man outside of the cage. Micheal Chandler has adopted 2 black children so they wouldn't grow up without a family. I'm pretty sure he even donated to Dustin Poirier's charity, where he helps kids who don't have... I don't even know what Dustin Poirier's charity is, but it's just more evidence that Dustin Poirier is just salty as fuck. And he's a fellow Christian, so how bad of a guy could he possibly be? He's literally the Captain America of the UFC minus the blatant use of steroids. It's also just annoying because there are so much worse people in the UFC. You have Jon Jones, you have Sean Strickland, you have Khabib, you have all of these terrible people in the UFC, and yet people just decide to pick on Michael Chandler because he cheated once or twice in the UFC, which again, literally everybody has cheated in the UFC at least once. Charles Oliveira is one of the most beloved fighters in the entire UFC, and everybody, including me, just decide to forget the fact that in the second round against Dustin Poirier, he hooked Dustin's glove to get that takedown on Dustin, and then was later on top of Dustin for the entire round, just landing elbows and landing shots to him. Everybody just forgets about that. I beg everybody to go onto YouTube and type Michael Chandler interview, and then you will very quickly see that this guy is a nice, genuine guy, and he's really done nothing bad. I know you have Dustin Poirier saying, oh, he's fake, Michael Chandler is fake, he's that guy that says nice things to your face, but then he goes on to interviews and says other bad things. We've already discussed this. Dustin Poirier is a salty winner. Let me just put a couple pictures of Michael Chandler up on the screen right now, and then you guys tell me confidently that Michael Chandler is a bad guy. You literally can't. Look at all these wholesome photos. You cannot tell me with a straight face that Michael Chandler is a terrible human being. So pretty much in summary, Michael Chandler has cheated a couple times in the UFC. A lot of it was accidental and he didn't mean to do it because he wasn't thinking straight. A lot of it was made up by Dustin Poirier, and he's actually a really good guy outside of the octagon when he's not fighting for his freaking life. Oh boy, I am going to get absolutely flamed for making this video, but if you guys couldn't tell already, this is completely satire. I think Michael Chandler is a very dirty fighter, and I literally have a video on my channel talking about the dirtiest fighter in the UFC, and besides Jon Jones, it's just all about Michael Chandler and all of the times he's cheated. He probably is a good guy outside of the octagon. He seems like a nice guy. He donates and stuff, and he did adopt 2 black kids, and he is Christian, so that's good. And let me know if you guys would enjoy more satire videos like this, because this was pretty fun to make, so I definitely will make more if you guys want to see them. I just thought this would be a funny video idea to make, defending Michael Chandler, who is possibly, again, besides Jon Jones, one of the dirtiest fighters in the UFC. But anyways, if you guys have made it this far, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this, then I have a lot, from how Drekus easily beats Hamzat to another video on me ranking the most exciting fighters in each weight division. So go check out those videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Again, this video is completely satire. Do not attack me in the comments, although I do believe that Prime Chandler smokes Prime Khabib. He would not be afraid of that takedown. He would rush in and knock out Khabib. Same with Charles Oliveira. He would not fear the takedown. He would rock Khabib on the feet. Khabib would panic. Oh shoot, I just got rocked. Shoot a takedown with his head on the outside. Oliveira would jump the gilly, and Khabib would tap and pass out. If Dustin Poirier can get you in a guillotine and almost make you pass out, then I'm pretty sure Charles Oliveira will be able to do it easily and make you tap. I know some people say, oh, Khabib let Dustin Poirier get him in that guillotine. That's a pretty big freaking gamble if you ask me. Anyways, goodbye.